Hot take, if you want a proper app, skip wipe coding altogether. Do this instead. If you're still watching, thanks for not rage quitting immediately. I'm going to explain and show how Figma can be a better alternative to web coding tools. Also, this video is sponsored by Figma. Figma? That's a design tool! Unsubscribe! Hear me out. It's not just Figma I'm recommending, but their feature called Figma Make. Normally, this is where I say skip my video and click on the link in the description to check out our sponsor. But not this time, because I'm not saying everyone should skip web coding. I'm not even saying most should skip. But for some, it couldn't be a bigger waste of your time. So watch a bit more to find out if you are some people. When I say some people, I'm addressing the Marios of the world, not the guy who gets cucked by a turtle. Mario is a business owner who first saw me through my videos on no-code app development. He's already running a business, I won't say what, but it's very successful. For a long time, Mario noticed a gap in his industry and wanted to build an app to address it. First, for his own team, which he built with no-code. Despite the many limitations he had to deal with, that worked okay. So he wanted to turn it into a SaaS that he could offer to other industry players. Because you keep your friends close and you keep your competitors' data even closer. He knew building an early version of his SaaS with no-code is not going to work, so he got in touch with us. And good thing he did. No-code was fine to build what he needed for his team, but not for a SaaS that other companies would pay for and rely on. Custom development was the best option and Mario became our client. Here's my team member Ali getting a testimonial from him. And to the Figma team thinking, is Adrian really using a video that we sponsored to promote himself? Yes, it is. But it's for a reason. To those watching, if you are like Mario with an established business or reputation and you want to build a proper app to support its growth, an app that can reliably handle real team members and customers, real data, and payments. If no code can't handle it, neither can wipe coding. Wipe coding is essentially no code with an AI agent. And the AI agent is the equivalent of a junior developer. And you, no offense, are a non-developer. Would you trust a non-developer guiding a junior developer to build an app for your company? You know the answer. So if we can agree you still need developers to build your app, vibe coding tools are only good for prototyping. A bare bones version of your app. I hesitate to even call it an app yet, but the screens are there and it works just enough to show people what it does. You can show it to users and get feedback, or hand it to a developer and say, turn this into a real app. And that's where Figma Make comes in. Why? Because design-wise, the interface you can make with Figma blows any vibe coding tool out of the water. And with Figma Make, anyone can create functional prototypes that take full advantage of Figma's amazing design. Basically, it's an AI agent that lets you turn static Figma designs into functional, clickable, interactive, and sensual prototypes, all on Figma. How good are these prototypes? A browse through their showcase tells you it's pretty f***ing decent. A lot of your use cases will be B2B, so let's filter by dashboards. I don't think it can handle the resume of that, so let's just use a normal one. And they're all in that caliber. And because why the hell not? Someone even made a knockoff Minecraft game. So let's try it ourselves. Demo type. To make the most of it, I won't just prompt blindly and leave design choices to AI. Start with Figma's practically endless library of screens to find suitable templates. If you have an idea of what your app should look like, find designs that closely match it. And if you don't have an idea, that's an even bigger reason to find a template first. I'm going to use the existing designs by our team, but you take your time. I put in my prompt, attach my designs, and tell Figma Make to work its magic. If you've used a wipe coding tool before, this interface will look very familiar. Anyways, once Figma Makes generates my app, time for me to edit the screens. First, I add in style guidelines for the AI to follow. I'll explain more on that after the demo. For simple things like changing font sizes, I might as well do it manually. And I can ask AI to make edits too. In this case, removing an unnecessary element. If you are like Mario and can code a little, it's always there for you to edit. Several prompts and manual edits later, and I'm happy with what I got. If I wanted, I could connect this prototype with a Supabase backend with a simple click. If this is your first time hearing about Supabase, it's a simple, very non-tech friendly database that you can connect to your Figma prototype so it can store and manage data. But if you just want something to show developers, most of the time it won't be necessary. We can just hit publish. And now you have a shareable prototype that you can show anyone, and it looks a shit ton better than what any web coding tool can offer. Now, If you want to, you can skip my video and check it out. Here's how I would recommend you get started. Step 1. Get a paid plan so you get all the features. And then, 3 best practices I would like to share. First, instead of going straight to prompting and essentially delegating all design choices to AI, leverage Figma's biggest strength, their libraries of templates. Find designs that resonate with you, then bring them over into Figma Make so you basically tell the AI, I like this, use this. Second, you saw me adding a style guideline, which are rules the AI sticks to as it carries out instructions. They can be general, like whether you want a minimalist or balls-to-the-wall acid trip aesthetic. They can be for design systems, like the max font size or no floating widgets. And they can be component-specific, like how to distinguish buttons based on primary, secondary, or tertiary actions. And third, it's still in beta, but Figma says you'll eventually be able to connect your prototype to the usual external tools like Notion or Gmail. This is of course if you want to go all out with your prototype. Even if you don't, you can still get a functional prototype that looks great, better than what you would get vibe coding it. From there, it's just the usual thing of putting in the time to get your prototype looking right. And if you're still on the fence, I want to share a secret that makes me sound like a hypocrite at first. But if you think about it, it actually makes my point even stronger. Editor,
drum roll please.
Upstack Studio has a vibe-coded MVP package. Out of respect for Figma, I won't say which platform, but yeah, we use vibe coding. Adrian, you hypocrite! Relax, no need to have me whacked. My team and I have gone deep into how we can use AI for professional app development because we have to. It's going to be an inevitable part of software development. And in select cases, we've found that non-tech friendly vibe coding tools can be good enough for a market-ready MVP, but with a senior developer in the loop to ensure basic production requirements are met. No senior dev, no market-ready MVP. So that's why I say this with confidence. If you're building a real app for a real business, you are not losing out if you skip vibe coding entirely. Spend that energy making a solid prototype with Figma Make and then hand it off to a real developer. Don't know any developers? You are looking at one right now. Book a strategy call with us and share your Figma Make prototype with me. Don't worry, no strings attached. Link in the description. Whenever something popular promises to turn non-text into wizards that can build without limits, I'm always like, shit, I have to be the bad guy again. But that's part of why I started this channel. I want to help business owners who aren't the most technical make smart decisions about software development. And sometimes that means telling you that new shiny toy you want to try out is probably a waste of your time and money. So stupid jokes aside, if you found this past 10 minutes useful, I ask for your support. Please subscribe, leave a comment, and share the video with the Marios in your life. If you've never worked with a dev, check out my playlist on how to hire people like us. It could potentially save you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.